The project here in Espai 13 is a kind of attempt to sort of bring together or collapse certain kind of histories in the sort of technical developments of the 20th and 21st century. And what you have in the space are sort of three different elements. There's a sort of central element, which is this large curved glass wall. And this references some work done by a designer called Lily Reich, who was working in the 1920s with Mies van der Rohe on exhibition design. And she, in 1929, she came to Barcelona to design the German contribution to the 1929 Barcelona exposition, the international exposition. And one of the elements that she used repeatedly in this fair was these curved glass walls as a kind of support and sort of way of controlling the viewer. And so this is a sort of direct quote from Lily Reich. And then the other two elements which appear either side of this sort of partially transparent wall are a series of 3 photographs which are copies of 3 copies made of a photograph made at the 1929 exhibition in the German engineering exhibition. And the German engineering exhibition sort of highlighted all the main technical developments in Germany at the time, the main engineering sort of innovations. And what you have is a picture of it's actually the King of Spain who's standing there being shown this gigantic crane which could apparently lift 4 locomotives at one time. And these prints have been made with a sort of now out-of-date photographic process called platinum printing, and which uses platinum metal as the basis for the photographic process. So they're very much handmade prints, but made from the same negative. And the illumination for these platinum prints also in a way comes from platinum itself. I guess platinum is somehow the link through the work from one side of the wall to the other. And the other form of platinum in the show comes in the form of the catalyst in this fuel cell. And the fuel cell, which is a very sort of modern innovation, an attempt to produce energy in a sort of environmentally friendly way, which involves using hydrogen gas and oxygen from the air, which are combined at a catalyst which is made from platinum, the metal platinum. And I guess one of the problems with developing fuel cells has been the cost of platinum metal, which has perhaps kind of slowed down their introduction into more kind of populist use. Various car companies are looking into using fuel cells as the drive machine for cars, and there's buses in Barcelona now that run on fuel cells. So it's a kind of technology that's very much sort of under scrutiny at the moment as a sort of possible solution to the problems of the kind of fossil fuel age, if you like. Interestingly enough, the first fuel cell was designed in 1860, so it actually predates the internal combustion engine. But because of the sudden rise of fossil fuels, was kind of forgotten until much later in the 20th century, when people started to think about the kind of environmental implications of constantly burning fossil fuels to generate energy. And the kind of elegant thing about the fuel cell is that the only byproduct, the only thing it produces at the end of the day, apart from a little bit of heat, is some water which accumulates in this tank underneath the table. Yeah. And then the fuel cell generates 12-volt electricity, which is regulated in this other electronic system, which goes to feed the lamps, which then illuminate the platinum prints on the other side of the wall. So it's a little bit of a kind of closed system, although you have to, of course, introduce hydrogen gas all the time into the system to keep it running. In a sense, it's a kind of circular system which depends on this metal, platinum, both for making the prints and for running the fuel cell which illuminates the prints. In a way, I'm always interested in the contradictions in sort of technological development, and you know there are still many contradictions in the sort of functionings of a fuel cell. I actually went to visit a platinum mine while I was researching this project, and made a series of photographs in the mine, and the impact of that is quite startling in a way, because you know you need to make a single ounce of platinum, you need 20 tons of ore from this mine, and it uses huge amounts of energy to produce the platinum. So the idea of making this kind of ecologically, environmentally friendly engine with this platinum that comes from this huge open cast mine in South Africa, there are many kind of contradictions in that, I suppose. But I guess the idea is to create these kind of tensions between on the one hand you have this extreme kind of heavy industry depicted in the photographs, which was absolutely being celebrated as kind of the future at that time. And then on the other hand, you have this very lightweight, ergonomic kind of technology, and the two things kind of are somehow sort of dependent on each other in a strange kind of way within the confines of the exhibition. The title, of course, exposition, comes in a way directly from or references directly the International Exposition in Barcelona in 1929. But the word, as opposed to exhibition, it has a little bit more of a kind of sort of probing nature. It of course comes from the word to expose, which, as well as showing something, it means to sort of uncover. It's a sort of, to me, it suggested a sense of the investigation sort of inherent in the project. It's about kind of, in a way, the display of the fuel cell here in this clear glass box. It's about sort of exposing how the fuel cell functions, and that goes kind of throughout the exhibition, I guess.